Welcome to Coastside Poetry. Thanks to those of you who've zoomed in and those who are watching on YouTube. We meet either physically or virtually on the second Tuesday of every month to celebrate spoken poetry. I'm Diane Lee Moomey, and Steve Long and I are your hosts this evening. Our featured poet event is being recorded and streamed live onto YouTube as we speak. So anyone can look at it later. We'll be posting the link on our website, coastsidepoetry.org. This evening, we welcome San Francisco poet Marvin R. Hiemstra. Marvin publishes and performs around the world. His DVD, French Kiss Destiny, Dana Gioia called superb. Poet Wrangler, DROLL Poems, inspired David Alpaugh to say, Hiemstra is our 21st century Whitman. Marvin just returned from London, where he presented Raven Understands, a happy memoir. Please welcome Marvin R. Hiemstra.
Thank you very much, Diane. Thanks to everyone in the audience. And I will begin with a poem titled My Audience. Where the heaven is my audience? She's painting mandalas on her toenails and reading Jung to Kitty in a bombed out garden. He's doing chin-ups after a run around the lake. Didn't trip on the landmine today. Mountain is sleeping in, cougar wiped out in her den, bighorn ram winks at her rival. Where, oh, where is my audience? There it is, the kind sky, blue sky. Angels with human pretensions, poor devils, the deep blue sea, especially the jellyfish. They read all my books on quiet tropical nights. The jellies chant my entire opus from the top. I live in San Francisco on top of a hill/mountain. This poem is about my backyard. It's called San Francisco Secret Garden. Behind my back, the pink wisteria pendants open. First bumblebee scout just arrived. Stellar blue jay mates enjoy splashing in a basin that was once Buddha's pedestal. Centipedes and millipedes and zillipedes make Fred Astaire look like a cloud. A single morning dove whistles in, lost her mate years alone. She knows I love her. Native firefinger ferns thrive happily where they have been for thousands of years. This is titled Breathtaking. If you, a baby tree frog who just lost your tail and you really miss it, hop from one leaf to the next, could be your finest moment. If you, an outer shape-shifting shaman with a fancy feather regalia sleeping in, soar from one mountain top to another, could be your finest flight. If you, an extra virgin California poet with a wildfire in the heart, even the hottest fire person can't seem to put out, fly from one poem to the next, could be your finest line. For many years, a friend worked in the high Sierras as a water ranger, and that allowed me to go up and explore where no one, not even John Muir, had been before. Here are two poems about that. Under the one title, Encounters in the Forest. Strolling through the bristlecone pines, I'm delighted to find a granite boulder, size of a haystack, gently lowered by a considerate wandering glacier to play the role of a miniature mountain. I scramble to the top, stretch out in the sun, and hug that stone. A passing coral snake says, What a jerk. The handsome boulder is my long-lost brother. We were born under the same star. Poem 2. Mushrooms like to hide, but they can't run, advises a dedicated mushroom hunter. I like mushrooms in situ. If you say good morning, a gracious mushroom will charm you with a song so ancient, only your eyebrows will understand. If you sneak up on a mushroom, words you hear you will never, never forget. Never tell another soul, never write down on the cold, restless bones of a poem. I'd like to go to Sacramento. Some of the streets have mystical connections. If you hit the right street at the right time, you'll find yourself decades before the gold rush. And if you look in a store window, you might find this. Wanted, piano player, must be able to open. Clams apply within. There are more wineries in California than pinball machines. So how can we ever go wrong? The title is Full Moon Pick. A Spanish winery has discovered that grapes picked under a full moon produce the finest wine. Next time you raise your glass, kiss the grape like you kiss your beloved in the moonlight. Hungry Owl in the Pine wakes up furious. Owl is not fond of humans. 10 claws for what purpose? Mice sleep in. With great pickers afoot, no silent wing snack swoop down the old vine row tonight. Owl is beside herself on the branch. Ever heard an owl curse the darkness? In the moonlight, the grapes are handpicked tenderly. Words echo up the mountain slope. In the moonlight, clusters of pearls glow in my hand. In the moonlight, my lover waits for me to return just before dawn. In the moonlight, I remember everything. In the moonlight, each grape is a universe. Part of my new book, Raven Understands a Happy Memoir, is the poem Tiger by My Side. Part 1, Meeting the Tiger. One day on a mountain forest trail, a wandering storyteller named Fing Kwong heard an immense coming from a bamboo thicket. Fing Kwong's feet were leading him into the thicket. Fing Kwong's mind became a very scary question mark. Question answered when he came upon a huge golden tiger caught in a bamboo cage trap. The tiger was very upset and very thirsty. Fing Kwong took the leather water pouch from his belt, poured all the precious water into a leaf cup with both hands, held the leaf between the bamboo bars so the tiger could drink. Tiger lapped it up in 3 gulps. Tiger, I can't leave you here. Villagers will kill you. If I release you, you might eat me. What is the life of an old cranky storyteller to that of a fine young tiger? Fing Kwong lifted up the bamboo trap gate. Tiger leapt out of the cage and melted into the forest. Goodbye, gentle prince, said Fing Kwong. Tiger was already halfway up the mountainside. That was quite a magnificent thank you, said Fing Kwong. Part 2, Bandits from the North. Fing Kwong traveled from village to village, telling stories that made villagers stop and listen and think. Fing Kwong carried nothing of value except a silver charm of Ganesh given to him when he, a young person, traveled to India. One day on a remote forest trail, bandits attacked Fing Kwong. They ripped his patch cloak, took his water pouch, and found the silver charm. Bandit chief bit the charm twice and tied it to his belt. Fing Kwong blessed the bandits and wished them a better life next time. Bandits laughed and shouted, We bless you too and wish you a better life next time. An immense roar came from nowhere. Bandits stopped laughing. A golden tiger appeared in a tree just above the bandit chief's head. Bandits froze for a second and ran for their lives. Tiger leapt gently down from the tree and began to scratch his paw on the dusty trail. Feng Kuang could not understand. Tiger's paw stopped, and the tiger pulled up something in his mouth. It was a silver charm. The tiger walked slowly to Feng Kuang and dropped the charm into the storyteller's shaking hand. Feng Kuang stopped shaking because he recognized Gentle Prince, the very same tiger he had released from the bamboo trap. Part 3, Walking Through the Forest. From then on, Feng Kuang and Gentle Prince traveled together. They walked the forest trails from village to village. Everywhere they were welcomed with great delight. Peaceful days of Tang China were coming to an end with rebellions and bandits and invasions and chaos. People would say, "It's been a very bad year. We haven't seen Feng Kuang and his tiger. Perhaps they've left China along with everything else that's good." But the next day, Feng Kuang and Gentle Prince would appear. People smiled again as they listened to Feng Kuang tell his stories, while Gentle Prince curled up asleep at his friend's feet. Sometimes in the middle of a story, Gentle Prince would wake up, yawn magnificently, give an approving, and go right back to sleep. Now we have 3 humor poems. The first one is titled Poetic Potpourri. Po Biz, Po Bore, Po License, Po Edgar Allan. Coincidence grins. When I discover a typo in a poem, that mistake opens a door. I may decide to keep it. Po Office, Po Justice from a well-hung jury, Po Butterflied. Caught a Nabokov butterfly licking my paradox. Potential. There's still a few poems that need looking at and loving before I go to bed. Poor Emily, Polly, Podunk, or the universe, it's your choice. Pojangles. My poems are my best friends. I am so delighted when I meet one by chance. This has a long title. There is a fly speck on your online resume, and just try to get rid of it. If you think you are a poet or an artist, or think you are nursing a spiffy and splendid flaw, all you can do is sleep on it and wake up with your flaw refreshed and ready to go. Be that as it may, if any of you should think for 1 minute that you might have a bigger flaw than my flaw, get over it. Your flaw is your calling card, online, offline, to come on over for an iced latte. That's about it, but always keep your flaws safe and sound under your pillow. You never know when you might need it. Haven't found your flaw? Don't fret. It will find you. This is titled Under the Covers with a Poet. Vaughn is a tiny cat with the heart of the universe. Without reincarnation, we'd be in deep, deep trouble. Vaughn and I were both Siberian brown bears 3 lifetimes ago, and we have not forgotten how to hibernate. Since his first night, Vaughn has crawled under the covers to snuggle up against my heart. Serious hibernation, however, is something else. Hibernation means both of us vanish all the way under the covers. Vaughn purrs lazily, now and then missing a beat, and closes his eyes in sublime comfort, remembering a long winter howling wind far above. I doze, oblivious to the blizzard of unimaginative hatred reported in depth and chiseled in blood on the 5:30 news. I'm working on a new collection. Thank you for your wonderful silent claps. I'm working on a new collection titled The Book of Hugs. And this is one of the 3 poems I'll share. The title is A Genuine Druid Power Statement Hug. The Druids were very big on words, but they absolutely refused to write them down other than simple things like calendars and crop schedules. So there were a few people passing by who managed to record some of the Druid poetry and thought. The last sentence of this particular poem is a genuine Druid statement, I'm proud to say. Be kind to your collective unconscious. For maximum results, inform the person you hug. This hug comes with words. Hug, close your eyes, deep breath. Leaves are forming everywhere, even while we embrace. The second poem is titled Question of Hug Duration. Not so good that yo-yo or proverbial bounce hug. You're gone 1/2 second after impact. For a memorable short hug, count to yourself with the pace you would count maple leaf cookies. 1 cookie, 2 cookies, 3 cookies. Absolutely no hint of a rush. Longer hugs can be enriched by an appropriate hug homily and a spirited voice tone. Hug number 1. You smell like lilac. Number 2. It's been too long. Number 3. How's your personal trainer's new French bulldog puppy, sweet little Pierre? Hug number 4. Shakespeare said, thought is free. Don't forget, always have a sincere smile on your mug as you unhug. And the last hug poem I'll share is titled Maintain a Spit Shine. For optimum fun, hug when you can see your dazzling hug mirrored in a polished hubcap. Another poem from Raven Understands, which has a complicated introduction. 1999, I did a 3-week spoken word performance run at Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Second night, a hysterically happy man came up to me afterwards. I, Minister of Culture, Pakistan, please, Dolly Parton's telephone number. For once, I rose to the occasion. I'm really sorry, but Dolly changed her number and I don't have the new one. Fast forward 20 years to 2019, an email from the very same, now former Minister of Culture, Pakistan. Remember poem, paintbrush, please send copy. Moral, everything we do is very important, although we seldom hear why. The title of the poem is Paintbrush. You are first in a madcap raucous line facing an immense canvas, no picture in sight. Sitting on gallons of kind sky blue paint, you wave a brush as wide as possibility. The assignment, should you choose to accept it, is not to paint a picture, but carefully paint your previous pictures out. Day after your wedding, bouquet of Venus flytraps on a pink King James Bible as a nice touch appears on the canvas. Folks behind you in line hoot and whistle, paint it out. Next picture covers many years, keeps changing, a scramble of wacky hip-hop barnacle pop-up images. Take your brush and paint that picture out. Next, you see you today, a 10 by 10 foot full color close-up of your pushy face. Paint it out now. Take as many gallons of paint as you want so you fall off your ladder. Get a good lawyer. Final canvas takes your breath away. You and those you adore in a triple swag rampant rococo rainbow balloon sailing over a valley of wild trilliums in bloom. Handing that messy paint-filled brush to the next person in line, you hop your picture. Balloon gondola sways a bit as you climb in and blissfully melt into you. Champagne and brie for lunch. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you. I thought I was ready for you to go on a little bit longer. Thank you so much. And I'd like to invite folks to unmute and talk to Marvin, and let's make noise.
Yeah.
Yay.
Since that doesn't happen nearly often enough on Zoom, let's just make it happen.
Zoom or not, that was your best reading I've heard you do, Marvin. I gotta say it.
No, really wonderful reading. That was wonderful.
I love the
very
hug
good.
poems, especially.
I like the tiger poem.
Oh, the tiger poem, yeah.
The cat poem too, the cat.
Don't forget the hugs.
Thank you each and every one.
Hugs are good. We mustn't forget the hugs. No.
Yeah.
The paint. Love the painting, and I love the way you read it all of it. You read it so well.
And I love that background. You look really good in front of that rust-colored background. It's really striking.
It is wonderful. Yeah.
I want to thank you retroactively for back when we used to meet in person. You gave me an idea once about one of my poems that had to do with the Green Man, which I now always associate with you. And so that was very helpful. Thank you retroactively. Yeah. And hugs.
The hugs were great fun. The hugs were great fun. And the paintbrush, it was wonderful. Thank you. I was smiling the whole time. Me too.
This is a raven who we will definitely want to quote forevermore.
Yes. We definitely do.
Well said.
Wow. Oh, well, thanks again so much, Marvin, and we'll stop recording in a moment. Those of you in the Zoom room, please stay online if you'd like to take part in the open mic. Thanks to all our YouTube listeners. Please tune in for our next regular Coastside Poetry event on Tuesday, August 9th, when we'll welcome San Francisco poet Rebecca Faust. So that brings us to the end of our recorded program. Thanks so much for joining us at Coastside Poetry and for helping to keep the lamps of poetry burning.